Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh, that's big. Whoa, look at how big that is. Oh my gosh, we just found that. Welcome back to the channel. We're down on the beach again and we've got some gravel here to check out. How much fun. Some summer rock hunting on the beach. That's crazy. Super stoked. Look at this gorgeous day. It's still no sleeves weather, but we've got some overcast, so it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but I'm sure we're gonna find some stuff in those. So let's go. Right at the beginning of the gravels, there's a pretty jasper. Sometimes these are something, sometimes not so much. So I'm gonna take this home and cut it. Here is what looks like a spiral shell. You can kind of just tell by the graffiti on the rock there. And what makes this one intriguing is you can see up there at the top, let me see if I can improve this. There we go. Some calcification. So the top of that might be pretty fancy if one wanted to excavate and prep this fossil. It's probably a really, really nice looking Calycanthus carlsoni, something like that. Little public service announcement. So some people love sea glass, and I do too, but some people actually will deposit their glass onto the beach, hoping that it'll turn into sea glass. And that is just a total nightmare for bare feet. And so before it becomes sea glass, it's just trash on the beach. So definitely pack your trash and let the ocean make the sea glass out of the stuff that's already there. Oh, and right here, looks like we have a Calycanthurus, that's what it is. Another little guy, but wasting away into sand. Some interesting texture here. What have we got? It looks like a sugar agate, which is a name for when it's not quite as big a crystal as quartz, and it's not quite as small a crystal as you'd want for the microcrystalline agate, so they call it sugar agate. Oftentimes it's kind of a brown sugar color, something like that. Just turning over whatever. Some people have been already to this washout, but a lot of times we're looking for different things as far as agates as opposed to fossils. So I'll bet you there's some stuff left. Just got through saying that I thought that maybe there would be something left over for me, and turned to my left, and right next to where Ochi's digging here, what's this? Yeah, some bony bone. Looks like a nice vert. See if I can't get that into focus. Sorry guys. There we go. Cool. This always makes my day. Today's hunt is already a success. Brought to you by vertebrae from the mammals. Pretty little nugget over here that's culling out. What are you? That's different. Huh. Is it a jasper? Is it an agate? Is it a jasp agate? That's pretty. We'll take a closer look back in the studio. Another one of our spiral shells. It's kind of a neat view. So the steinkern is fallen out, except for this nodule right here. And it's the shell left. Oh, it looks like we have a little bit more right there. That was a pretty big shell. This is a pretty little conglomerate. Some nice clamshell showing a bivalve of some kind. A lot of times when you can see that the enamel of the shell is that nice, they polish up beautifully. And every now and again you get lucky and something's been permineralized with the silicates, and you get something that's either got the mother of pearl style nacre, or you have something that's chatoyant like tiger's eye or charoite. So they can be really pretty. Looking here, we have a nice anodar specimen. They hold up so good. You see so many of them in the Astoria formation. So this is just half, but these polish up really nicely too. I do have a video. I'll put it in the description or pin it to the corner or something about polishing and prepping the shells if you're interested. And obviously Ochiko is very... Another pup on the beach. Looks like he scored a little soft frisbee. Not for you, Ochi, not for you. It's okay, buddy, it's okay. So this guy caught my eye over here. Hey, come here. And I oftentimes overlook the Jaspers on the beach just because I'm looking for other stuff. But given the sun was out, this is just, you know, vibrant gold, ochre yellow, some greens probably from some marcasite. So if you cut this one open, it might be sparkly on the inside too with the marcasite. So that's a pretty Jasper. We already have one mystery Jasper in the bag though to cut, so I'm gonna leave this for somebody else. Maybe you. Ochiko is leading me to this here shell. Here we go. It's another pretty fossil in the matrix, a spiral shell. So pretty to see these. Some of nature's art right there. What have we here? You gotta check out the strange patterns. That could have been bony. Not bony, though. One of the reasons why to bring the jeweler's loop along is to be able to check on stuff like this and see up close what you've got, so you don't have to haul a bunch of stuff home. Because also, to remind you folks, we have a limit on the Oregon coast of how much we are allowed to collect in a day, which is 1 gallon, and how much we are allowed to collect in a year, which is 3 gallons. And here we have another sugar agate. Shoot, that looks like calcite, actually. Maybe that's a bit of clam belly or something. Shape looks like when the belly of a clam is filled in by matrix and calcite, and then it is as steinkern. It's preserved as just the matrix and the calcite and not any of the shell. Clam belly. And we've got a little agate. So what's the beach hunt if we don't find an agate? At least one, right? So we have a nice little Oregon carnelian here, representing, making sure that we get our compulsory agate in the hunt. There you go. Ah, look at this one. That's pretty deluxe. You see the chambers. And on the other side, that would be fun to just flat lap on both sides and call it a day. That'd be a pretty. Got another one face down right here. What have we got? Oh, just the tail end of this shell. A lot of times the ones that get agatized break apart like that. And a friend of mine who grew up at the coast, they would call it agate macaroni, and it would just be the curly Q top of the shell that did get agatized, and it would look like agatized macaroni. And so we'll have to keep an eye open for the top of that one. It's probably around here somewhere, unless some kid made their agate macaroni score for the day. Well, I'm getting plenty of sugar agate examples for you today on the beach, and Ochiko wants this one. Apparently, Ochiko needs the sugar agate. Oh, and a fossil shell. Okay. Now we got somebody over there. Oops, better not show Ochi. He's gonna want that too. Oop. This looks like a seam, but also a lot of times the clam bellies look like this. As you saw with that other one, they can be incomplete, and so it doesn't always be a perfect sphere like the inside of a bivalve. It can be partial like this, and every now and again you can find other things inside, which is pretty neat. I'm a sucker to at least check out the little mini shell collections. Sometimes these can have little gems in them, like a fully agatized little spiral shell, like that little guy there, but that's not fully agatized. And they can make some, maybe there's something in there, I can't tell. You guys can see better than I can right now. But yeah, that's a cool little mass die-off mini shell collection. Lots of different kinds in there, gastropods and bivalves. And then over here, this is kind of neat to see just as a specimen. We have these crepidula, I think, and this is kind of has the same shape as an abalone-ish, so a big foot there and a shell over the top. And this one has been eaten, the shell anyways, by probably one of those other spiral shells, and the name of the other guy is spacing me at the moment, but they go along and they'll drill holes. These could be wormholes. These could be also from one of those bivalves that preys on the other shellfish that are around in its territory, vicinity. So looks like this one hit some kind of gnarly end. Boom! There's a big boy. Look at how big that spiral shell would have been. That's just the bottom. The crown probably continued up to about where my finger is now. It's a nice big fossil there. Looks like we have little agate hiding over here. A little one. Always fun to find though. I'm sure that somebody passing by would love this. I usually just give these away. Got a pretty thing just trying to nose up here. Do you see it, Ochi? Do you see it, buddy? Here it is right here. go. Nice little moony clear agate. Oh, look at that. Little blue. Whoops. Blue black agate. What we're famous for here on the Central Coast. That never gets old. They're always really pretty, even if they're pretty small. Although you can find the big ones. And after Ochi's rump, here's another one of those cool Jaspers. I just love these. Like I said, sometimes they are really fancy inside, and other times they're total duds. You can't tell from the outside. At least I haven't been able to figure it out yet. We might have to cut that. We have another little glower here. Another little, definitely another agate. That's more than I thought I'd see today. Ochi is selecting rocks on the beach by taste over here. And I am always enamored with these little guys. Like, look at this sweet little guy that has survived millions of years, hanging out, waiting to come out. And this is actually a different kind of bivalve that I don't see very often. You can see the different hatching on the shell going in different directions, like these ridges going this way and these ridges going that way. I will put the species in the corner, but I have to do the research, so I'm not going to say it right now. I can remember in the book where this guy is, but how cool. This is a new guy for me. And he's so sweet and small. He survived. You're a survivor. And just next door is this beautiful guy. Now, this is the kind of spiral shell that I was referring to earlier, I think, that will bore into the shells like that poor, what did I say, Crepedula, that had all of those interesting bore marks in it. So that's what our murderous spiral shell culprit looks like. Here's a nerd question for you. I just picked up this mass die-off, and you can see that it's like the matrix is very gritty. And I was thinking, if you've been following the foraminifera story that I've been into lately, I'm wondering if in these granular mass die-offs, if we wouldn't find more forams or less forams. And if you've got a guess, go ahead and throw it in the comments, and we might have to pursue some investigation here. Whoops. Fur and forams. Here we are. Sharp eyes. Blue black agate. Not very big, but a blue black nonetheless. I love these guys. Okay, focus. Focus, 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 focus. Nope. Little beach glass here. A lot of people ask me why I don't pick up all of the reds. They're just not on my list. I know people that only pick up the reds. And so to each his own treasure, right? You guys know what I'm looking for. Wonder what's in that big concretion. What do you think? You know there's something in there. Look at that. Oh, and look, this little blue black just hanging out right on the top. What are the chances? Hello. Fancy. They're small, but they're satisfying. Like truffles. Here is a nursery rock. These are always neat. The vesicles of the basalt getting filled in with agate, quartz, zeolite, calcite, your pleasure. That's what we see the most of here on the Central Coast, but I reckon just darn near anything is possible. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Oh my gosh, that's big. Whoa, look at how big that is. Oh my gosh, we just found that. Look at that, top of the spiral shell, and it's a fancy one. Look at those, the bumps. Look at those, and it comes all the way around. Ah, that's how big this is. Like all the way out to here. This whole thing is the shell. Oh my gosh, that's one of the best shells I've found. Oh, okay, I'm stoked. We're definitely gonna have to prep this one. Look at that, beautiful. Woohoo! Check this out. That's an awesome fish bone. Bony fish. Oh, look at that. Killer permineralization. Woohoo! Yay! Well, it's also not a beach hunt for me properly if we don't find a cool piece of Cheeto wood or Dorito wood, or more scientifically proclaimed as Torito wood. So this is a big piece, and look at what's going on there. That is wild. Whoa, look at that. Oh, here we go. That's nice. That's actually a really nice specimen. But what's crazy is that looks like the heart of the wood, doesn't it? Can you see that? Am I getting focus at all? Let's see about this. There we go. Look at that. That's wild. That is some like really intensely different Torito wood to me. Gosh, it almost looks like palmy or something. I don't know what to make of that. That's kind of a big chunk for me to take. Whoa, where am I? Okay, camera skills much? Let's zoom out. Yeah, that is some pretty spectacular wood in a fairly large specimen, but would you like to see that cut? That might be really interesting. All right. Okay. And I was rolling around this rather big concretion, and there's a really big shell in there. Here's my hand. That's a big shell. I think it's a bivalve, and so therefore kind of like looking like a long, lean kind of razor clamish one, but that has ridges, but I'm not sure. You know, we don't have that many really big shells like that. It's pretty cool. So check this out. This looks like bone in the Matrix. Yeah, I know. Ochi wants a bone. Ochi always wants up on. Here we go. So that was freed from this matrix, and just a little bit of it is remaining. So, you know, probably some vertebrae of a mammal, and we just have a little bit of it left. Neat though, showing the vestige of its matrix. That's interesting. See how regular that pattern is? Let me see if I can't get it. There we go. So we have a shell that has these long spines to it. Let's see if I can't get that in the focus again. There we go. We have a shell that has these long spines to it, and this might be just sedimentary with some like interesting seepage, or it could be that shell. So we'll have to see. Oh, lo and behold, we have something hiding over here in the rocks that might be pretty good as far as agates go. That's either a piece of basalt with an agate seam, or one heck of a big blue-black agate. Look at that. Huh. Maybe Jasper agate? That's interesting. We might have to cut this. So much to cut. Woohoo! That's speedy. All the way to the tippy top. I just picked this one up, and I have a couple of these at home. And they're these concretions that are sort of spirally and weird. What do you think this is? Yeah, go ahead. Leave it in the comments. I would like to know what your guess is as far as what... Does this contain something? Is it a steinkern of a very large cell? Or is it something else? So leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Looky, looky, looky. So some of the things that I think might be inside those spirally shell deals, that the concretion that we couldn't see into, this is the largest shell that we can find on our beach other than the pectins. The largest spiral shell for sure as far as the gastropods go. This is Musashia, I believe, and you can see how large this is. This is the steinkern from it, and it doesn't go all the way to the top. So that's a big shell, or was a big shell. I love these. Would love to find more of these. Well, everybody, this has been an amazing day on the beach. I can't believe what we found. I'm excited to get back to the studio and open up some of our treasures and see what's inside, plus those shells to prep. Wow. So I'll see you back in the studio.
This hunt was like taking a tour through some of the best stuff we can find on the coast. We're opening the rocks we collected in an upcoming cutting video, prepping the giant spiral shell we found, and taking a closer look at that mystery teredo wood, so stay tuned. Subscribe so that you know when that video comes out. Like this if you did, and for more information, check out ozonefineart.com. As always, thanks so much for watching, and keep creating.